Hi, I'm David Hansen, aka David J. Architect, host of Quick Bite History, where we bring history to life with a mix of fun, fascinating stories, and interactive live shows. For the past year, I've shared quick takes on big historical moments, quirky stories, and famous figures, and now we're going to take things a little further with new ways to learn and connect. As an architect by trade, I've always been drawn to how the past shapes the world as we see it. Sometimes we'll dive into stories about ancient ruins, incredible structures, or recent archaeological finds. But that's just part of the journey. More often, you'll find us here explaining history from every angle. Sometimes serious, often surprising, and always engaging. One of the biggest changes will be more live shows. My goal is to make history an interactive experience with our unique trivia games, challenges, and a chance for us to uncover these stories together. Whether we're guessing famous figures, tackling epic events, or discovering the unexpected connections in history, I'm here to make learning a little more fun and a lot more memorable. So if you're ready to see history in a fresh light, please do hit subscribe. And let's get started. And don't forget to drop a comment below with what you'd like to explore next. Thanks for joining, and welcome to Quick Bite History. It's me. Hey, happy Sunday. And welcome to Quick Bite History Live, where we have a little fun with history, and thank you for indulging me by watching that little reintroduction video. We are very happy to be here this evening at our new time here in the upstate of South Carolina. You can catch us live each Wednesday and sometimes on Sunday evening at 7:30 Eastern and 4:30 Pacific time. Tonight, we will be presenting 3 different shows in one. First, we will roll out our speed painting robots for 20 actors who defined the 1990s action movies. That should be fun. And then next up, we will present 20 iconic figures from the 1970s disco culture. And then finally, we do plan on a special bonus round, pivotal people of World War II. If you're more interested in that sort of thing, stick around for that. So settle in for some serious fun with history. Now, please do check in if you haven't yet. I see Arena's here. I see Anna's here. Hey. And if anybody else here, please do check in. This is where you get your answers. Okay, let's fire up our first round, huh? Let's get those robots going. That should be these guys. Let's see what we got. Now, you know the rules. Our robots do some painting, and you guys do some guessing. We start off a little easy, and it gets harder over time. I'll try to give you some clues along the way. So again, this is 20 actors who defined the 1990s action movies. 1990s action movies. Before acting, he was a professional bodybuilder, and he won multiple Mr. Olympia titles. Who is it? He often portrayed unstoppable heroes characterized by his distinctive accent. He played a character that famously said, "I'll be back. I'll be back." Something like that. He worked with director James Cameron on several blockbuster films. Who knows who this is? Oh, you guys know this one. Throw a guess out there. He starred as the T-800 in Terminator 2: The Judgment Day. Who is this? You guys know. Going once, going twice. This is Arnold Schwarzenegger. Arnold Schwarzenegger became synonymous with action movies in the 1990s, delivering iconic performances in Terminator 2 and other blockbuster hits. All right, you know how it's played now. Let's see if you can get the next one. He started his career by writing and starring in successful 1976 boxing film. He became known for his roles as tough, often lone wolf characters. Anybody know? He played an elite rescuer in mountain climbing action film. I forget that one. He taught crime in a dystopian future alongside Sandra Bullock. I'm sorry, he fought crime, not taught crime. Teaching crime wouldn't be that good, but fighting crime was good. He starred in a movie called Cliffhanger and Demolition Man. Who knows who this is? It looks like him. The robots did good. Sylvester Stallone, of course. Sylvester Stallone was a dominant figure in 1990s action films with roles that showcased his talent for portraying resilient and rugged heroes. Next up, 1990s heroes. He began his career in television, starring in a romantic comedy drama series. He is known for portraying a reluctant, wisecracking hero in his most famous role. He often played characters caught in dangerous situations, relying on his wit to survive. He starred as a cab driver in a futuristic sci-fi film directed by Luc Besson. And I'll give you a clue on that one. That one was called The Fifth Element. The Fifth Element. He played John McClane in the Die Hard series. Who knows what this is? Or who this is, excuse me. That's right, this is Bruce Willis. Bruce Willis became a beloved action star in the 1990s with his role as John McClane in the Die Hard series, helping redefine the modern action hero. There he is, Bruce Willis. Everybody remember him? It's kind of sad he has Alzheimer's now. Next up, on that sad note, he started his career with roles in comedies, including a film about two time-traveling teenagers. He portrayed an LAPD officer in a high-speed thriller involving a bus. Do you remember that? It's called Speed. Who was the star of Speed? He is known for his stoic demeanor and calm, collected presence in action films. He played a character who discovered the world is a computer simulation. Who knows who this is? The next clue will give it away for sure. He starred as Neo in The Matrix. Who knows who this is? He's got a whole new series, right? John Wick. John Wick. That's right. This is Keanu Reeves. Keanu, his performances in Speed and The Matrix cemented his status as an action movie icon, bringing depth and coolness to his roles. Yes, indeed. I think you'll know the next one. He began his career in Australian cinema, starring in a post-apocalyptic film series. Remember that? Little guy named Mad Max. Do you remember? He often portrayed characters who were pushed to their limits by circumstances. He played a police officer with a penchant for taking extreme risks. He won an Academy Award for writing a historical epic in which he also starred. He played Martin Riggs in a little series called Lethal Weapon. He also starred in a movie called Braveheart. Surely you know who this is. That's right, this is Mel Gibson. Mel Gibson's roles in Lethal Weapon series and his direction of Braveheart showcased his versatility as both an action star and a filmmaker. Mel Gibson. There he is. Mel. We were doing the action stars of the 1990s. Robots paint, you guess. He was known as the Muscles from Brussels. That's a good clue. Due to his martial arts skills, he often played characters with a military or law enforcement background. His films frequently featured elaborate fight sequences, showcasing his kickboxing ability. That's interesting. He portrayed a time-traveling police officer in a 1994 sci-fi action film. He starred as the Universal Soldier and also as Time Cop. No, Arnold was earlier. This was kind of the guy that was a wannabe Arnold. You may not remember his name. This was a guy named Jean-Claude Van Damme. Jean-Claude Van Damme's martial arts prowess made him one of the most recognizable action stars of the 1990s with a series of successful action films. The Muscles from Brussels. There he is, Jean-Claude Van Damme. Good name though, right? I think you'll know that answer. This gentleman is the nephew of a famous film director known for The Godfather. He portrayed a chemist who teams up with a former convict to thwart a terrorist attack. He also started a film where he plays a prisoner taking over a hijacked plane. I don't know if you guys remember that. That one's awesome. That's an awesome movie. He is known for his intense acting style and unique line delivery. Kind of like me. He starred in The Rock and Con Air. Con Air was the movie. If you haven't seen Con Air, or you haven't seen it in a while, watch that. That's something else. That's right. This is Nicolas Cage. Nicolas Cage brought his distinctive energy to action films like The Rock and Con Air, becoming a leading figure in blockbuster cinema. Yes, indeed. He lost all his money to something, and then he's been getting it back. I don't know. Can't remember. Did he just spend too much money or get a bad investment guy? I'm not sure. This next one you'll know. He started his entertainment career as a rapper, known as the Fresh Prince. He started a sitcom about his move from West Philadelphia to a wealthy neighborhood. He played a fighter pilot battling aliens in a blockbuster film. Yes, he did. I'll give you the best clue. Get my wife's name out of your mouth. Yes, you got it. He starred in Bad Boys and Independence Day. You got it. This is Mr. Will Smith. Will Smith's charisma and versatility in films like Bad Boys and Independence Day made him one of the biggest action stars in the 1990s. Get my wife's name out of your mouth. Will Smith. Sorry, I shouldn't go. I'll try to do that. All right, you thought that was a big star. You want a bigger star? He is known for performing his own stunts in many of his action films. He played a race car driver in a film about the world of NASCAR. He starred in a spy thriller franchise that became one of the highest grossing of all time. He often portrayed intense, driven characters showcasing both vulnerability and action skills. Yes, he did. He starred as Ethan Hunt in the Mission Impossible series. Surely you know who this is. And don't call me Shirley. Has nothing to do with it. This is Mr. Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise's commitment to performing stunts in his iconic role in Mission Impossible solidified his place as a top action star of the decade. 1990s, we are doing the 1990s stars, and this is Mr. Tom Cruise. There he is. There he is. What was the movie? His first movie when he was like a teenager? I forget. Oh well. I digress. Next up, he was trained in martial arts from a young age, which was featured prominently in his films. He played a security expert who finds himself in a hostage situation on a plane. He portrayed a vampire hunter. Now this is what I remember. Vampire hunter in a film that helped lay the groundwork for modern superhero movies. Groundbreaking, I guess. His characters were often cool, calculating, and highly skilled fighters. You remember this? You remember this guy? He starred in it's really a series now, Blade, right? And then he was passenger number 57 in that movie. Who knows who this is? Blade and passenger 57. This is Mr. Going once, going twice. Wesley Snipes. Wesley Snipes brought martial arts and charisma to his roles with Blade, becoming a significant influence in superhero cinema. You may know this next one. This is another like Arnold and Jean-Claude Van Damme. So if you know those guys, this is the next guy. And there's a connection to Russia with this next guy too. A little extra clue for you. He is known for his expertise in Aikido, a Japanese martial art. His characters are often former military and law enforcement with strong sense of justice. He played a cook who takes on terrorists on a U.S. Navy battleship. I don't remember that movie. You guys remember that? I don't remember that. He became famous for his stoic demeanor and intense fights. Yeah, supposedly he did all his own scenes and stuff. Yeah, Andrew knows. Andrew does. And I don't know his whole connection to Russia, but I think he was a Russian citizen even, maybe? Not sure. He starred in Under Siege and Hard to Kill. And yes, indeed, this is Mr. Steven Seagal. Steven Seagal's unique martial arts skills and portrayal of unstoppable heroes made him a recognizable face in 1990s action cinema. There you go, Steven Seagal. That's a good one, right? Yeah. We're doing action heroes from the 1990s movies. And we're down to number 12. Number 12. He gained fame for his role as a space smuggler in a galaxy far, far away. I wonder what that is. He often portrayed reluctant heroes with a sense of duty. Serbian citizenship. Yeah, thanks, Andrew. There you go. Who knows who this is? He portrayed the U.S. president who personally takes on terrorists on his plane. He starred in The Fugitive and Air Force One and a few other films, just a few. He played a doctor falsely accused of his wife's murder. Who knows who this is? Action star, 1990. This is Mr. Harrison Ford. Maybe the robots didn't paint him as well. They've been doing pretty good tonight, but maybe not that one. Harrison Ford's roles in The Fugitive and Air Force One showcased his ability to blend vulnerability with heroism, making him a key figure in the 1990s action film. Harrison Ford. I think you'll know the next one. Next up. Number 13, he won an Academy Award for playing a Civil War soldier in the 1980s. I guess the film was in the 1980s. Okay. He often portrayed authoritarian figures, such as police officers or soldiers. He played an FBI agent trying to stop terrorist attacks in New York City. He starred alongside Russell Crowe in a film involving virtual reality. I don't know which one that one is. Oh, that was Virtuosity. Virtuosity? Is that right? He starred in films called The Siege and Virtuosity. And of course, since the 1990s, he's starred in probably hundreds of films. Who knows? I'm not sure the robots nailed this one either. It kind of looks like it. Yeah. Aaron's got it. The Siege and Virtuosity were his action films from the 90s. Of course, he started lots of things. Denzel Washington brought gravitas and intensity to his action roles, making films like The Siege powerful and memorable entries in the genre. Denzel. All right, let's change gears a little bit. Next one. Remember, we're doing action heroes from the 1990s, and he is known for performing all of his own stunts, often at great personal risk. He began his career in Hong Kong cinema, combining martial arts with comedy. There's the clue. He brought his unique action comedy style to Hollywood in the 1990s. Who remembers who this is? He teamed up with Chris Tucker in a popular buddy cop comedy. There you go, Aaron. Aaron's on top of these action heroes. He starred in Rumble in Bronx and Rush Hour is probably the most famous, right? Rush Hour. Did all his own stunts. Mr. Jackie Chan. Jackie Chan's innovative mix of comedy and martial arts, along with his fearless stunt work, made him a beloved action star worldwide. Yes, it did. There he is, Jackie Chan. All right, we're down to number 15 in our action heroes from the 1990s. Next up, this is a good one. You'll know. He started his acting career as a child in Disney films. He collaborated with director John Carpenter on several iconic films. He portrayed a former Special Forces operative in a sci-fi film involving interstellar travel. I remember that one. Maybe you guys can tell me what that one is. He reprised his role as a 1980s anti-hero for a sequel set in the dystopian Los Angeles. I love these. And these movies predict the future, right? Escape from LA, Escape from New York. Remember those? Oh my God. And then famously for Stargate, right? He was in Stargate, Escape from New York, Escape from LA. This is, and Disney, he's a Disney guy. He's also a, he's done lots of things. Oh, and he's married to Goldie Hawn. Yeah, you got it, Robert. Kurt Russell. Kurt Russell brought rugged charm and versatility to his roles, starring in both sci-fi and dystopian action films that resonated with audiences. I loved his look in the Escape from LA and Escape from New York, right? Awesome. You'll know the next one. He became well known after appearing in a 1994 film directed by Quentin Tarantino. Kurt Russell was a Quentin Tarantino guy too, right? He played a reluctant partner to a famous action hero in one of the 90s roles. He often portrayed tough, no-nonsense characters with a sharp wit. Excuse me. He starred alongside Gina Davis in a film about a housewife with hidden past as an assassin. I don't remember that. He starred in Die Hard with a Vengeance and Long Kiss Goodnight, as far as his action chops. Now, he's starred in hundreds of films since then as well. So Die Hard and Vengeance and The Long Kiss Goodnight. There you go. Robert's got it. I think the robots did pretty good with the painting. It's not bad, right? Samuel L. Jackson. Samuel L. Jackson's commanding presence and charisma elevated films like Die Hard and Vengeance, making him one of the most memorable action actors of the decade. Remember any other Samuel Jackson movies of note? Been in a lot of movies. I bet you know the next actor. Who are we missing so far? He was originally known for his roles in spaghetti westerns. He often portrayed tough, morally ambiguous characters throughout his career. He played a Secret Service agent haunted by his past failure to protect the U.S. president. Yes, he did. That's not one of his more famous roles. He portrayed a master thief who witnesses a crime involving high-level officials. I don't remember that one either. He starred in the Line of Fire, that's the Secret Service one, right? And Absolute Power. Yeah, you guys got it. Stuart, Robert, everybody's getting this one. Talk about been in a few films since then, but he was a 90s action hero. Clint Eastwood. Clint Eastwood's intense performances and skillful direction made his 1990s action roles compelling, blending drama with suspenseful action. Mr. Clint Eastwood. We've only got 3 more in this category. This next one's a little tougher, a little more obscure, but you may get it. He began his acting career in Spanish language films directed by Pedro Almodovar. I probably am not saying that right. Almodovar. Pedro Almodovar. That's better. He transitioned to Hollywood after playing charismatic heroes. Yeah, he's always very charismatic. He portrayed a mariachi for Revenge in a film directed by Robert Rodriguez. I don't remember that. Who remembers the name of that movie? Oh, I do remember. You'll know in a second. He played a legendary masked hero who fights for justice in California. Not Burt Reynolds. It looks a little bit like Burt Reynolds. I'm not sure the robots have done super well with this painting. Go by the clues on this one. He starred in movies Desperado and The Mask of Zorro. You never remember that? Yeah, there you go, sir. Antonio Banderas. He brought a Latin flair to his action films with charismatic performances in Desperado and The Mask of Zorro. 2 more. Okay, here we go. We've got another one in the long line of Arnold Schwarzenegger. He has a degree in chemical engineering and was awarded a Fulbright scholarship. Did you know that? He rose to fame as a Soviet boxer in a popular 1985 sports film. I think he was in Rocky, right? He played a genetically enhanced soldier resurrected for combat missions. He also portrayed a military officer trying to stop a stolen nuclear weapon in a 1997 film. He starred in movies called Universal Soldier and The Peacekeeper. Stuart's got it. No, I think the robots hit this one on the head, right? They got this painting perfect. That's right. This is going once, going twice. This is Mr. Dolph Lundgren. Dolph Lundgren's imposing physique and action prowess made him a staple of 1990s action films, with memorable roles in Universal Soldier and beyond. He was the bad guy a lot of times, right? Wasn't he in a lot of Bond movies? As I recall, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Okay, last one. This is kind of ironic for the action category. He began his career as a popular television show about young undercover cops. He often played eccentric, offbeat characters in Tim Burton films. He played an ordinary man forced into an assassination plot by kidnappers. I don't remember that. That sounds interesting. He portrayed an undercover FBI agent infiltrating the mafia in the 1970s. I don't remember all this about him, but the robots definitely got painting together. He starred in movies called The Nick of Time and Donnie Brasco. And of course, he's starred in hundreds of films since. That's right, Stuart, you got it. So I never think of Johnny Depp as the 1990s action hero, but I guess he's number 20 in the list. Johnny Depp showed his versatility as an actor in action thrillers like Nick of Time and Donnie Brasco, balancing intensity with emotional depth. Yes, very, very goth. All right, well, how'd you guys do in that category? Not too bad? Good. Well, that concludes the category of 1990s action heroes. So maybe we'll go on and do iconic figures of the 1970s disco culture now. Might be a little harder, actually. So here we go. Let's oil the robots. Let's fill them with paint. Let's make sure they're ready to go. And then we're going to do the 20 iconic figures of 1970s disco culture. So this is not only musicians, but it's like club owners, stuff like that. So this should be fun, right? Remember, we do the painting, you do the guessing. I give a few clues along the way. They start off easy, they get a little harder. So an easy one. She was the first artist to have 3 consecutive double albums, each #1 in the U.S. charts. She is known for her collaboration with electronic music pioneer Giorgio Moroder. Maybe you guys could help me with that pronunciation. Giorgio Moroder. One of her hits became the anthem of vibration for Minnie in the 1970s. She earned the title Queen of Disco. This is not Diana Ross, although it looks a little like Diana Ross, but the painting is actually very good. Queen of Disco. Who knows? Going once. Going twice. Save that Diana Ross answer, though. This is Donna Summer. Donna Summer was a trailblazer in the disco movement, bringing soul and electronic music together to create timeless hits like Hot Stuff and Last Dance. Last Dance, right? That was a classic. Yeah. Well, you'll know the next one. They originally started as a pop rock band in the 1960s, known for their harmony. Their songs often featured signature falsetto vocal. They collaborated closely with producer Robert Stigwood. Their music was integral to a 1977 blockbuster film that epitomized the disco era. Surely you know who this is. And again, never call me Shirley. They are best known for hits like Staying Alive and Night Fever. Night Fever, Night Fever. Right? That's right, you guys got it. This is the Bee Gees. Can I do it in a high enough voice? This is the Bee Gees. They were instrumental in popularizing disco worldwide with their contributions to Saturday Night Fever, soundtrack defining the genre. Yes. And speaking of Saturday Night Fever, he started his career on a popular sitcom in the 1970s. His character in a 1977 film became a symbol of the disco culture. Yes, it did. He showcased impressive dance moves to the music of the Bee Gees. There you go. I Shih Tzu Knot is back with a bullet. The film's soundtrack featuring the dancing was a huge success. He played Tony Manero. I don't remember that name. I remember Tony. Tony Manero in Saturday Night Fever. That's right. And of course, he went on to have a glorious career. Mr. John Travolta. John Travolta's portrayal of Tony Manero brought disco dancing into the mainstream, inspiring millions to hit the dance floor. Yes, it did. I am guilty as charged. Guilty as charged. There he is. All right, next up, number 4 on our disco heroes, or whatever we're calling them. Legends of Disco. She started her career in jazz and R&B before switching to disco. Most people were doing something else both before and after disco. It's a little slice of time. Her signature hit became a symbol of empowerment for many. A symbol of empowerment. She is considered one of the greatest female disco vocalists. Yeah, you got it fast. Shih Tzu. Shih Tzu. Do you actually have a Shih Tzu dog? Or is that just a name? The song was released in 1978 and has become an anthem worldwide. She is best known for her song, I Will Survive. There it is, the symbol of empowerment. I Will Survive. It looks like Tina Turner a little bit. This is Gloria Gaynor, if you don't remember. Gloria Gaynor's I Will Survive became an anthem for resilience and remains one of the most iconic disco tracks of all time. That's right. Next one's kind of fun. I should have found some music to accompany this round. This isn't quite the same music. This group helped bridge the gap between disco and funk. They were founded by 2 influential musicians, Nile Rodgers and Bernard Edwards. Their music is notable for its strong bass lines and sophisticated production. They produced hits for other famous artists in the disco era. Anybody remember who this is? You will remember once I tell you. Nile Rodgers and Bernard Edwards. And they had a very big hit.
Not Peaches and Herb. I like that though. Their big hit was La Freak. La Freak. And so their band name was actually almost part of that song, right? Not Earth, Wind, and Fire, although that's a good call too. Earth, Wind, and Fire is not an answer in this round, unfortunately. Could be. Of course, I could be steering you wrong there. There you go, Chic. This is Chic, La Freak. Chic's infectious rhythms and sophisticated arrangements define the disco sound. There you go. Chic. Well, I bet you know this next one. Mr. Donald Trump uses the next one quite a bit. They were created specifically to appeal to the disco scene's diverse audiences. Each member of the group dressed as a different character from popular culture. Yes, they did. Their songs were known for being lighthearted and danceable. I mean, if Trump can dance to it, right? They had a massive following, both disco lovers and mainstream audiences. They are best known for the hit YMCA. Who knows? Surely you know. Who is this? Yeah, sure. I did not. Everybody knows. This is the Village People. The Village People embodied the fun and flamboyant side of disco, with YMCA becoming an enduring cultural phenomenon. It is like the last thing enduring from the disco era. All right, here we go. You'll know this. She began her career with an iconic Motown girl group. She had successful crossover hits in the disco era. She collaborated with Nile Rodgers for some of her disco hits. Now, and the Robots did kind of a racy picture of her too. We appreciate that. The Robots don't get racy very often. They're very woke, but this time. She had major hits like Love Hangover and Upside Down. Well, no. So somebody said this lady's name when we had Donna Summers on earlier. But this one's not Donna Summers. So they must look a little alike. Who knows? Going once, going twice. This is Diana Ross. Diana Ross brought her Motown flair to disco, creating sophisticated and timeless dance hits that crossed genre boundaries. There she is. Looking pretty racy, Miss Diana Ross. Nice. I bet you know the next one. He is known for his deep, sultry voice that exuded romantic energy. His music often featured lush orchestral arrangements. He was a producer, songwriter, and performer, all rolled into one. Yeah, you got that one quick, and you have it fast. Yes. His songs became synonymous with romance during the disco era. Yeah, let's put some, you know what, on. He is famous for Can't Get Enough of Your Love, Babe. Can't Get Enough of Your Love, Babe. That's right, this is Mr. Barry White. Let's put Barry White on. We know what's going down. Barry White's soulful voice and orchestral arrangements created some of disco's most romantic and enduring songs. Can't get enough of your love, babe. That's right. Barry White. There he is. I didn't know this next one very well, but you may. He was an openly gay artist in an era when it was rare in mainstream music. His voice was a powerful falsetto that cut through dance tracks, the opposite of Barry White. He worked closely with producer Patrick Cowley. His performances were known for their exuberance and showmanship. He is best known for You Make Me Feel Mighty Real. You Make Me Feel, I don't remember that. Not Leo Sayer. Not a bad guess. This gentleman has a little better tan than Leo. Similar hair, though. My hair was very popular back then. Everybody know? Going once? Going twice? This is somebody known as Sylvester. I don't know if you remember that. Sylvester's flamboyant style and infectious energy made him a beloved figure in disco, and his music became anthems for LGBTQ plus community before it was called that. Yeah. Sylvester, that's right. This is an interesting one. This gal also started a movie. Oh, the clues are good. She started as a model before venturing into music and film. Her image was known for its androgynous, avant-garde style. She was part of New York disco and art scenes of the late 70s. Yes. A regular at Studio 54. Her music was disco with new wave and reggae elements. I love her. And released the Bond film, the Bond. Pull up the bumper. Indeed, this is Grace Jones. Grace Jones challenged norms of gender and genre with her avant-garde approach to disco and pop, influencing music. Grace Jones. Oh, I think you'll know the next one. They originated from Miami, Florida, and were known for their infectious dance beats. Say that fast. Infectious dance beats. They often featured a blend of funk, R&B, and Latin influence. And now I heard I was breaking up a little bit. Hopefully Starlink will keep me going. Let me know if you have serious problems. We'll restart it, but that'll be a pain if we have to do that. That's it. Don't forget down tonight. I like it. I just added myself back. Maybe that'll help out a little bit. KC and the Sunshine Band. Yeah, here I've got a little technical difficulty. Blame Elon. Blame Elon. That's right, KC and the Sunshine Band. Funky feel-good rhythms to disco. All right, next up. Hopefully we'll get through this. Originally known as the Jackson 5, they were a family band from Indiana. They transitioned to disco in the mid-1970s, evolving their sound. The youngest members eventually became one of the biggest pop icons of all time. They were known for their electrifying performances and intricate dance routines. They're known for disco hits, Shake Your Body Down to the Ground. I don't really remember that one. Do you guys remember that one? Yeah, that's got it. Hopefully my signal will stabilize. We'll get stabilized through this disco period. That's right, this is the Jacksons, later known as the Jackson 5. It transitioned smoothly from Motown to disco, delivering energetic performances and hits that captured the era's exuberance. The Jacksons. Samuel Jackson Band. There you go. That would have been good. What was that? What was that movie with Samuel Jackson? Black Snake Moan. That was something. If you haven't seen that, check that out. Next up, he was primarily a songwriter and producer before making it big as an artist. He helped popularize a dance that became synonymous with the disco era. This is the guy. This is the guy that did the dance. You know what I'm talking about? His music often featured a lush orchestral arrangement with an infectious beat. He produced hits for artists like Gladys Knight and Aretha Franklin. He is best known for his instrumental hit called The Blank. The Blank. Now, what was a song or a dance that was famous for the disco era? And then you'll know who this is probably. Anybody remember a little thing called The Hustle? The Hustle? Who did The Hustle? Who knows? Going once. Not Barry Gordy. This was a gentleman named Van McCoy. How soon they forget. Van McCoy, The Hustle, not only became disco anthem, but also inspired a dance craze that swept across the globe. The Hustle. How soon they forget Van McCoy. I think you'll know this one. He was the youngest brother of a famous group that dominated disco. His solo career featured hits that blended pop and disco elements. His songs were produced by his older brothers, who were also disco icons. I think we know. He gained significant popularity on both sides of the Atlantic. There you go. You got it. He is best known for his hit Shadow Dancing. So yeah, you know, I have a hard time singing his songs, but I know he was very popular. Well, this is Barry Gibb's brother, right? Barry's the big, tall, hairy one, right? Is that Barry? I think so. This is Andy Gibb. Andy Gibb became a solo pop and disco star in his own right, achieving chart-topping success with his smooth vocals and catchy songs. He was the most produced Gibb. Patrick Swayze, there's a blast from the past. What's up? Good to see you. Glad everybody's here. We're having some fun. We're doing icons of the disco era. We got about 6 more of these to do. And they get a little harder though, because we're going to start doing like not the stars. This was a British producer known for his work in film, music, and theater. He helped manage several major rock and pop acts in the 1960s and 70s. His productions often combine music with dramatic storytelling. He was instrumental in connecting disco music to mainstream film success. So it sounds like this is the guy to blame for the whole disco thing. Okay. He produced his Saturday Night Fever soundtrack, bringing disco to a global audience. Yeah, this is the guy whose fault the whole thing was. Disco, you can blame this guy for disco. Who knows who this is? He was the Bee Gees producer, and he did produce Saturday Night Live. Anybody remember his name? I actually gave it to you earlier. If you're paying attention. Robert Stigwood. Robert Stigwood. Learn something every day on Quick Bite History Live. There you go. Speaking of producers, we got another one. He was a pioneering figure in the use of synthesizers in popular music. He collaborated with several major disco artists, creating a signature sound. His work is often considered a precursor to electronic dance music. No, yeah, not Phil Spector. We're not doing famous murderers from Hollywood. Although that's a good category, we'll do that next week. Famous murderers from Hollywood. He is known for producing hits with Donna Summer. He played a crucial role in shaping the Euro disco sound. I guess that's a thing, right? The Euro disco sound. This is the name I couldn't pronounce earlier. Giorgio Moroder. Giorgio Moroder. His use of electronic sounds revolutionized disco music, paved the way for the modern electronic dance music. You like electronic? This is the guy. There you go. That's a little more obscure person with as far as I know, she had a single hit, but it was huge. She originally trained as a school teacher before becoming a disco artist. There you go. Her signature hit was released in 1979 and quickly topped the charts. The song became a crossover hit in both pop and disco circles. Her music featured a prominent electronic drum beat, a signature of late disco. She is best known for her hit Ring My Bell. Anybody remember the song Ring My Bell? I don't really remember it that much. I told you they'd get harder at the end. This is hard. Who knows Ring My Bell? Who's the performer of Ring My Bell? Quick, Google it. Fast. Who wasn't a murderer? Phil Spector? I thought he was somehow involved in a murder. Maybe not. I don't want to get sued, so maybe not. Not Roberta Flack. This is a gal named Anita Ward. Anita Ward, who I didn't know. So that was a hard one. I think you'll know this one now. They were a family vocal group formed in the 1970s. They collaborated with Nile Rodgers and produced some of their biggest hits. Their music promoted themes of unity and sisterhood. Unity and sisterhood, that's a good clue. Their songs became anthems for both disco fans and social movements. It's true, their big hit. You still hear it all the time. There you go. I should sue. Not. Stewart came up with the Anita Ward. Maybe Stewart just has a slow internet and he had that answer all along. We don't know. We Are Family. We Are Family, right? Their biggest hit was We Are Family. We Are Family. Sister Sledge. Sister Sledge's We Are Family became an enduring anthem of unity and empowerment, with its infectious beat becoming a disco classic. We've got two more, and they're both pretty hard, so good luck with your Legends of Disco. This guy's a DJ. He was one of the first DJs to remix disco tracks to make them more dance-friendly. I guess that was a new thing, right? He played a crucial role in the early New York disco scene. Yeah, that would be important. Making the songs danceable. These artists come out with these songs and nobody can dance to them. And there are some disco songs that are actually kind of hard to dance to. His remixes often emphasize extended instrumental breaks and percussion. That sounds familiar. He was known for his innovative techniques behind the DJ booth. Who knows who this is? So I guess he's famous. I kind of know the name. He is considered one of the pioneers of the disco remix. The disco remix. This is the guy. This is the guy right here. Anybody know? Going once? Going twice? He looks like a disco guy. Walter Gibbons is this guy's name. Walter Gibbons helped shape the art of the disco remix, creating extended versions that kept dance floors packed all night long. Yeah, you gotta make those songs last long. Keep people on the dance floor. Make them thirsty. Okay, last one. Now, some of you may know this one. It's the venue and the two owners of the venue. This venue was opened in 1977 and quickly became the epicenter of the disco culture. Its exclusivity, celebrity guests, and wild parties became legendary. It was co-owned by this guy and this guy, who curated a glamorous atmosphere. The club's atmosphere represented the hedonistic spirit of the disco era. That's my favorite part. That hedonistic spirit. It was known as the most famous nightclub of the disco era, frequented by the stars. Who knows where this is? What's the club? Excuse me. What's the club? And who are the guys? Who knows? Anybody? Yeah. Studio 54. Definitely. The gentlemen were named Steve Rubell and Ian Schrager. Steve Rubell and Ian Schrager. So it was kind of hard, wasn't it? It was kind of fun, though. Disco era, right? Interesting category. We try to do interesting categories. Make sure you comment on my live or wherever on my channel to tell me if you have some categories that you would like to know. Now, I do have a bonus round, so any of you that like to stick around and do a bonus round, we will fire that one up. I believe we will fire that one up. Little hitch there in the giddy up. This is pivotal people of World War II. So you know the rules. Robots paint. You guys guess. I give a few clues along the way. Pivotal people of World War II. And this is first person, which is kind of a little more fun. I was born in an aristocratic family in Britain. Before my political career, I was a war correspondent and author. I gave powerful speeches that bolstered my nation's morale during wartime. Who am I? Yeah. Yes, indeed, you are correct. I led my country as Prime Minister during World War II. I am famous for my role in rallying the British people against Nazi Germany with my indomitable spirit and resolve. And yes, you are correct. He's the one who got us in. Yeah, there you go. Winston Churchill is remembered as one of the greatest wartime leaders in history. His leadership, oratory skill, and steadfastness and determination were all crucial in leading Britain through the darkest days of World War II. There you go. Winston Churchill is indeed the correct answer. Now remember, these start off easy and they get a little harder. So we'll see. I was born into a prominent American family. I served as governor of New York before becoming president. I led my country through both the Great Depression and World War II. I was elected president of the United States 4 times. It looks more like Harriet Truman. The robot's kind of missed on the painting, I think, right? This is not him, though. I delivered the famous Day of Infamy speech after the attack on Pearl Harbor. I'm the guy. It looks like Truman, but it's not Truman, it's the guy before Truman. This is Franklin D. Roosevelt, or Roosevelt, depending on how you like to say that. Often referred to as FDR, he was a pivotal figure in the American history. His New Deal policies helped the country recover from the Great Depression. I'm not sure that's true. And ChatGPT's clues are incorrect. And his leadership during World War II was instrumental in Allied victory. Roosevelt. They get a little harder. Here we go. I was born in Georgia, then part of the Russian Empire. I became General Secretary of the Communist Party of the Soviet Union. I led my country through a brutal purging of political enemies. That doesn't sound good. I played a significant role in the defeat of Nazi Germany on the Eastern Front. Remember, we're doing key figures from World War II. I was the leader of the Soviet Union during World War II. You got it. Stuart has it. Nice picture of him, too. I think the robots did excellent in their choice of picture. Joseph Stalin was the dictator of the Soviet Union and one of the most controversial figures of the 20th century. His policies and leadership during World War II were critical in the defeat of Nazi Germany, but his regime was also marked by severe repression and mass atrocities. There he is, Mr. Joseph Stalin. Papa Joe. I think he's called that. Something like that. And speaking of baddies, this is the guy who had the last big rally in Madison Square Garden. We're not going to get political. We got 8 days left. Well, we're going to avoid it. I was born in Austria and later moved to Germany. I served as a soldier in World War I. I wrote a book outlining my political ideology while in prison. That sounds more Russian than German. I led a political party that promoted Aryan supremacy and anti-Semitism. Aren't I a good guy? I was the Führer of Nazi Germany during World War II. Yeah. This is in the flesh, robot painting in the flesh. Mr. Adolf Hitler. He's certainly a key figure of World War II. Adolf Hitler's aggressive expansionist policies and genocidal ideology led to World War II. There you go. Adolf Hitler. And we're doing all the baddies. Next up in the baddie list, I was born in Italy and initially worked as a school teacher. I founded a political movement known as fascism, as opposed to other things that people are calling fascism these days. But I'm not going to get political. I aligned my country with Nazi Germany during World War II. You got it. You know. My leadership saw the invasion of Ethiopia and other aggressive military actions. I was the dictator of Italy during World War II, known as Il Duce. I think when I ask for ChatGPT to help me with these clues, I need to not let it get woke on me. I need to let it put it in a positive light, like treat all the baddies as positive, just for fun. No, baby. Yes, this is Benito Mussolini. Benito Mussolini. He was eventually executed. I don't know if you knew that. Not a good thing. Okay, next up on the baddie list. I was born into the Japanese imperial family. I ascended to the throne in the 1920s. My reign saw Japan's expansion into China and Southeast Asia. Who knows who this one is? Anybody? Anybody know? I announced my country's surrender at the end of World War II. And I was indeed the Emperor of Japan during World War II. Not Hashimoto, close. Different name. Different Japanese name. Anybody remember the Emperor of Japan during World War II? This is the Emperor Hirohito. Hirohito was the figurehead of Japan during a period of aggressive military expansion and conflict. His role in Japan's wartime activities and subsequent surrender has been a subject of extensive historical debate. Hirohito, Mitsubishi, Mr. Toyota, Mr. Honda. Next up. Done with the baddies, now we're in the medium guys. So, supposedly these are the allies. I was born in France and pursued a military career. I advocated for armored warfare tactics before World War II. I led the Free French Forces from side. I don't know how you do that, but I guess he did. I delivered broadcasts from London encouraging French resistance against the Nazis. I guess that's how he led the Free French Forces. I became the leader of Free France during World War II. That must be the same thing as Free French Forces. Who remembers who this is? You got it. I think you got it, Aishitsu, but the spelling is atrocious. You got to think French. How would the French spell it? This is Charles de Gaulle, French general statesman, and he led the Free French Forces. And of course, I think he was the president and stuff after the war. Next up, I was born in Texas and graduated from West Point. I served in various staff roles before World War II. I was appointed Supreme Allied Commander in Europe. Who knows? I knew what you were talking about. I like your spelling of the Gaulle better. I planned and led D-Day in the D-Day invasion. I'm a big guy. I became a 5-star general and later the President of the United States. And one key thing, right, is when he left office, he left a little message about the warning about the military-industrial complex. Yes, he left the warning. You got it. And perfect spelling. That's right. This is Dwight D. Eisenhower. He was a key military leader in World War II, overseeing the successful Allied invasion of Europe. His leadership and strategic acumen were vital in achieving victory against Nazi Germany. Next up, I was born in Arkansas and pursued a military career. I served as Chief of Staff of the U.S. Army before World War II. You got a slow connection over there. It might be, Elon might be having some trouble tonight. Who knows? Somebody might be trying to make Elon have some trouble tonight, right? Not to get political again. I accepted Japan's formal surrender on the USS Missouri. I famously vowed, I shall return after leaving the Philippines. I was the Supreme Allied Commander in the Pacific during World War II. Who knows who this is? He's kind of famous, got the famous pipe there, right? He's famous for having the pipe. Not Patton. Not Patton. This is the guy in the Pacific. This is Mr. Douglas MacArthur. Douglas MacArthur was a prominent U.S. general who played a crucial role in the Pacific theater during World War II. His leadership in the liberation of the Philippines and post-war reconstruction of Japan left a lasting impact. All right, let's change gears and move to another Russian character here. I was born into a peasant family in Russia. I rose through the ranks of the Soviet military. This one's harder, but think of your World War II characters. If you were to Google World War II characters from Russia, this guy's name would be like second, third on the list. I played a key role, that's one way to do it, in defending Moscow and Leningrad. I led the Soviet forces in the Battle of Berlin. I was a top Soviet general and marshal during World War II. Top Soviet general. Anybody know? Good painting, I think, by the robots. Excellent depiction of a top Russian general. I actually knew this guy's name. I guess I read up on World War II a little bit at one time in my life. This is Georgy Zhukov. Zhukov was one of the Soviet Union's best military leaders. All right, let's go back to another ally. Remember, the Russians were the allies of ours. We're on allies. Who knows this one? I was born in London and pursued a military career. I served in World War I and rose to prominence in World War II. I played a significant role in the North African campaign. That is funny. I commanded Allied ground forces during the Normandy invasion. I was a British field marshal known as Monty. This is Monty. Who knows Monty? You can't just say Monty. Oh, there you go. Okay, I see Montgomery. So that's the trick. Do you know his first name by chance? Going once. What's Monty's first name? Mr. Montgomery, not Mr. This is Bernard. Bernard Montgomery, of course. Bernard Montgomery was a leading British commander known for his decisive victories in North Africa and his role in the D-Day invasion. All right, let's go to those Nazis again. Now this, if there's a good Nazi, this is the good Nazi. If there's a good Nazi. I was born in Germany and joined the military. I earned the nickname Desert Fox for my tactics in North Africa. I led German forces in the North African campaign. I was involved in the defense of the Atlantic Wall against the Allied invasion. so they moved him up to the north. I was a renowned German field marshal during World War II. Yeah, Stuart knows who the Desert Fox is. Good picture of him, too. Robots did nice with that. Mr. Erwin Rommel was the Nazi Germany's most respected military leader and known for his strategic prowess in North Africa and his involvement in the defense of Europe. Despite his affiliation with the Nazi regime, he is often remembered for his chivalry and tactical brilliance. There you go. Chivalrous. Chivalrous. That's hard to say after a long night of robot speed painting. All right, let's go to another bad guy. I was born into a samurai family in Japan. I studied in the United States and advocated for a strong navy. I am the one, though, that planned the Pearl Harbor attack. I'm the guy. I led the Japanese Navy in several key battles in the Pacific. I was a Japanese admiral during World War II. Who remembers some? Yeah, there you go. Not quite. Close. Sounds like. Almost. Not quite. Sounds like. Not Yashimoto. It's close to that. This is Isoroku Yamamoto. Yamamoto was a key figure in Japan's naval strategy during World War II. His leadership and planning were instrumental in Japan's early success, but his death marked a turning point in the Pacific War. So we got him, and things went downhill. Mr. Yamamoto. Close. All right, back to our side. I was born in Texas, another one born in Texas, and pursued a naval career. I served as chief of the Bureau of Navigation before World War II, because I don't think we had a Navy. I'm not sure if we did. I was appointed Commander-in-Chief of the U.S. Pacific Fleet. I led U.S. naval forces to victory at the Battle of Midway. I was a key U.S. admiral in the Pacific Theater during World War II. That's right. Stuart has it. Stuart has it. Anybody ever take a tour of the, what was it, an aircraft carrier, right? Down in San Diego, Nimitz. Isn't that the Nimitz? I think so. Pretty cool. Anyway, yeah, Chester W. Nimitz played a crucial role in the Pacific Theater, leading U.S. naval forces to several critical victories. His strategic decisions and leadership were instrumental in the Allied success against Japan. Chester W. Nimitz. There you go. All right, let's do another bad guy. Let's do the really bad guys. We were only doing a little bit bad guys earlier. This one's a really big one. I was born in Germany and initially pursued an agricultural career. Oh. I joined the Nazi Party and quickly rose through the ranks. I was a good Nazi. I oversaw the internal security of Nazi Germany. I was responsible for the organization of the Holocaust. He was in charge of the internal security. So it's kind of like what Christopher Wray now, right? In the United States. Okay, I'm getting political. Sorry. Not going to go there. I was the head of the SS and Gestapo during World War II. Who knows who this is? That's right. Stuart's got it. Yeah, this was one of the baddies, worst of the baddies. Baddiest bad guy. Heinrich Himmler. Heinrich Himmler was one of the most powerful and notorious figures in Nazi Germany, responsible for many of the regime's atrocities. His leadership of the SS and Gestapo made him a central figure in the Holocaust. Himmler. And speaking of bad guys, I was a World War II flying ace. Oh, I'm sorry, World War I flying ace. And a war hero. I became a leading member of the Nazi Party. I founded the Gestapo. The guy who started the Gestapo. And later commanded the Luftwaffe. I love to say that. Luftwaffe. I was appointed Hitler's deputy and designated successor. Who knows who this is? Anybody? Anybody know? Luftwaffe. I was a key Nazi leader and commander of the German Air Force. Luftwaffe. There you go. You got it. Let's do it. Hermann Göring. Hermann Göring was a prominent leader of Nazi Germany, known for his role in establishing the Gestapo and commanding the Luftwaffe. His influence and power within the Nazi regime made him one of the most significant figures. There he is. Hermann Göring. Good looking uniform. Hey, what's up? Not sure I understand any of that, but we'll let that go. I'm not quite ready for a moderator yet. Anyways, welcome. Moderator. Well, you guys know who this is. I was born in Missouri and worked as a former businessman. I served as a U.S. Senator before becoming vice president. I made the decision to use atomic bombs in Japan. So there you go. I'm your guy. I oversaw the end of World War II and the beginning of the Cold War. I became the President of the United States after Franklin D. Roosevelt. I know you guys all know who this is. Yes, this is Harriet Truman. Sounds like Harriet, but it's Harry S., right? And S doesn't stand for anything. That's the funnest part, right? The S is just an initial. His decision to use atomic weapons on Japan remains one of the most controversial and consequential decisions in military history. All right, we're getting down on the list now, guys. We only got 3 left. I was born in a peasant family in China. I led a communist revolution in my country. I organized guerrilla warfare against the Japanese invasion. I emerged as the leader of the Chinese Communist Party. This is the guy. Cultural Revolution. I became the founding father of the People's Republic of China after World War II. There you go. You guys have it. Now, who can say his last name properly? Or type it. This is Mao Zedong. Mao Zedong. Mao Zedong was a key figure in Chinese Communist Revolution and played a significant role in the fight against Japanese occupation. His leadership during and after World War II shaped the future of China. Mao Zedong. There he is. Good painting. Good painting of him. I think that's a good one. We've got 2 left. We're down to the last 2. The last. Key figures of World War II. I was born in California, and I pursued a military career. I competed in the modern pentathlon in the 1912 Olympics. Way back. I led U.S. troops in North Africa and Europe during World War II. There you go. I should see not. We have a winner. I was known for my aggressive tactics and flamboyant personality. I was a famous U.S. general nicknamed Old Blood and Guts. This is the guy. This is the Old Blood and Guts guy. Good movie. You guys ever all see the movie? If you haven't seen that movie, it's not a bad movie. It kind of lasts through time. I think it won Academy Awards, right? That's right. This is George S. Patton. George S. Patton was one of the most dynamic and most effective American generals in World War II. His leadership and aggressive tactics were instrumental in the success of Allied forces in the North Africa and in Europe. And damn good movie. Anybody remember who played him in the movie? Who played Patton in the movie? Anybody know? George C. Scott. George C. Scott. I think he won the Academy Award for that. Not sure. I think so. Anyway, last up. I was born in London and showed early signs of mathematical genius. I developed a theoretical model of computation known as the Turing machine. That's a pretty good clue. I worked at Bletchley Park during World War II. I played a crucial role in breaking the Enigma code. Interesting story. Yeah, you got it. You got it. Hey, Twisted Soul, I think you had it. Not good spelling, but I do think you had it. I am considered the father of modern computer science. So that's something, right? That's right. This is the last one of the evening, and this is Mr. Alan Turing. Alan Turing's contributions to cryptography and computer science were pivotal in the Allied war effort. His work at Bletchley Park significantly shortened the war and laid the foundation for modern computing. There you go. How'd you guys do? Do pretty good at the World War II ones? The disco ones, I think, were the hard ones of the evening. The action you're here for hard. Disco was kind of hard. And World War II was. All right, well, thank you for you guys hanging out with me. Please do check out the channel whenever you get a chance. We'll try to do this always on Wednesdays, but hopefully as many times as possible on Sundays again. So thanks again. Appreciate it. And we'll see you next time. Okay. Adios.